Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off your hot and cold water supplies. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Samsung Washer Rotor Position Sensor. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new Rotor Position Sensor. The Rotor Position Sensor is what tells the machine control what the motor is doing. The main reason you'll be changing it out is if it's gone bad and the washer is not running. In order to get to the part, we have to take off the rear access panel. We're going to use our Phillips screwdriver to take out the screws. With the screws out, we can remove the access panel. You're going to lift up on it and then pull the bottom out. Once you have it out, you can set it aside. Now that we have the access panel off, we can take the motor off. First thing we have to do is take off this big 19mm bolt. In order to do that, we're going to stick a screwdriver into one of these holes. Now you want to make sure you only do it through these holes. If you do it through any of these other holes, you're going to damage the stator that's on the inside. So you want to take a screwdriver and you'll notice that it doesn't go in. There's actually 3 notches in the hub. So you can slowly turn it and you'll feel the notches as you get to them. The screwdriver will go up. So they're usually in this position right here, and that'll allow you to, with the screwdriver at a little bit of an angle, not straight in, it'll allow you to push it back, and then you can lock the stator against that when you tighten and loosen the bolt. So be careful that you only use these 3 holes. Don't stick it anywhere else in the assembly. Once you have it held in place, then we can grab our 19mm socket and ratchet and take out the bolt. It's going to be pretty tight, but once you break it free, it should come out pretty easy. With the bolt out of the way, we can pull this stator assembly off and set it aside. Once you have the stator off, you can see the 3 little cutouts where the screwdriver would go in. Now that we have the stator out of the way, we can disconnect the wire harnesses. First one we're going to take off is this one. We have to press in on the 2 tabs. There's one on each side. And then we can take a small screwdriver and pop it out because it's in there kind of tight. Once you have it pulled out, you can just swing the wire harness out of the way. And then we can take off the other one. It also has a locking tab that you can just press and release, so you can pull it out. And same with this wire harness. Once you have it off, you can just swing it out of the way. Now we can take off the 6 bolts that hold the stator in. We're going to take them off with a 10mm socket and an extension. Now that you have the bolts out, we can take the stator off. Now that we have the stator assembly off the washer, we can take the rotor position sensor off. It's held on by 2 Phillips screws. We're just going to use our screwdriver to take them out. Now that we have the screws out, we can lift the stator up. There's 2 locking tabs that we have to release in order to pull it off the stator. So we're going to take a small flathead screwdriver and pop them off. Once you have those released, you can pull it off the stator. Here's the old rotor position sensor next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the new rotor position sensor onto the stator, all you have to do is line it up so the 3 terminals are lined up and push it into place. And as you rotate it up, the locking tabs will lock into place. Once you have it down and the tabs are locked into place, we can lay it on the ground and put the 2 Phillips screws back in. To put the Phillips screws back in, we're just going to use our screwdriver and put them in. Now that we have the rotor position sensor mounted onto the stator, we can put it back into the washer. Now we can put the stator back in the machine. There's 3 locating pins that have corresponding holes on the stator. So we're going to line those up and mount it in place. Once you have it on, hold it in place so it doesn't fall off, and then we can put a bolt in real quick and tighten it all the way down to hold it in place. Once you have a bolt in place to hold it down, we can use our 10mm socket to go around and put the rest of the bolts in. Now that we have the stator back in, we can plug the wire harnesses back in. Same as when we took them off. All you have to do is line them up in place and push them in so they lock on. Now that we have the stator in place, we can put the rotor on. All you have to do is line it up with the shaft so the splines go on. Once you have it lined up, you push it all the way on, and then we can put the bolt back in. But before we do, when you look at the threads, it looks like they had some sort of thread sealer in there. It wasn't red, so it came out pretty easy. So we're going to put a little bit of blue in here, so when we screw it down, it stays locked in. Once you have the thread lock on to the bolt, we can put it back into the shaft. Alright, same as when we took it out, we're going to put this screwdriver in through the hole so we can hold the tub in place while we turn the bolt. To tighten the bolt down, we're going to use our 19mm socket again. Now we can put on the rear access panel. All you have to do is line up the upper tabs and push the panel all the way up, and then push the bottom down and make sure the tabs are in their slots, and then lower the panel down so the screw holes line up, and we can use our Phillips screwdriver to put the screws back in. Now that we have the washer put back together, we can plug it back in, turn the water back on, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.